Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Vidi Rutsyamsun. I'm from class F, semester 2 English Literature. Now I'm gonna tell you about the reason and revelation in Al-Quran. The Quran is a book intensely concerned with knowledge. In addition to making various declarative and imperative statements, it repeatedly those it addresses to reflect, especially to reflect upon the created order, including man, as a sign of God. In addition, it makes abundant use of arguments to persuade its audience of the truth of its teachings, thus inviting believers from the very inception of revelation to an integrated paradigm of reason and revelation. The Quran, moreover, does not present itself at the least bit self-conscious or defensive in the face of questioning human reason. Indeed, it boldly challenged its readers to find within it any fundamental contradiction, and to inspect the created order with careful scrutiny for any gaps or incongruencies. The Quran identifies the locus of rational reflection variously as the aql, qalb, lub, and fuad, among others related terms. It also makes frequent use of terms connoting mental cognition and reflection, describes itself as bringing knowledge to a humanity that has been given of knowledge, but little draws stark distinction between those who know and those who know not. Repeatedly exhort mankind to ponder and to reflect, and significantly insists that belief in God and the acceptance of the truth of revelation arise as the natural result of a healthy, properly functional intellect. It is a remarkable fact that nowhere in the Quran is knowledge, ilm, in Arab language, ilm, constructed with faith, as is typical in modern parlance, but only with lack of knowledge or ignorance. Knowledge and faith rather are presented as being really concomitant and mutually intelligent. The distinctly enjoyment notion that one has faith in something of which one doesn't have and in principle can't have. Bona fide knowledge, or the related notion that knowing something precludes having faith in it, is entirely alien to the Quranic worldview and epistemology. At the same time, the Quran squarely admits to that human reason, being a faculty of a limited and finite being, is of necessity not boundless. For of knowledge you have been given but little, and in it more sovereignly. God knows, and you know not. The Quranic revelation, therefore, actively directs human beings to think and to reflect with their minds, the full and immense use of which will inexorably bring them not only to God and the truth of religion, but also simultaneously to the understanding that ultimately God alone is absolute and that all else, including man and his formidable powers and intellect, is relative and limited, complementing its insistence on the centrality of knowledge and its persistent encouragement to reflect. The Quran also describes itself variously as an evidence proof, burhan, a creation of judgment, furqan, and elucidation, bayan, clarification of all things is tibian likulli shay, and as consummate wisdom, hikmah baligh. Indeed, it frequently challenges its readers with a variety of arguments, inferences that are to be drawn step by step by the person who reflects with consideration. The notable fact that the Quran grounds its teaching not only in raw assertion, but also through argumentation and persuasion is often overlooked. Yet this fact is of key importance because it establishes or at least opens the door to a completely and harmonious paradigm of the relationship between reason and revelation in and through the text of revelation itself. Further evidence of the argumentative nature of the initial revelation moment can be found in classical sources of health and seerah, hadith and seerah. These sources record issues of discussions during the lifetime of the Prophet, discussion that can comfortably be termed theological by virtue of their subject matter rather than because of any conscious effort to engage in the deliberate, methodical speculation implied in the common use of the term theological. The Prophet was naturally cautioned by his companions on numerous occasions regarding matters of the hereafter, God, angels, and a host of other topics directly connected to the creedal content of the new faith. Some hadith reports portray the Prophet as introducing to the creedal content of the new faith. Some hadith reports portray the Prophet as instructing his followers in a manner similar to that of the Quran, by inviting them to reflect and to draw certain conclusions on their own. Other narrations show the Prophet warning his community against the inherent futility of pursuing certain lines of rational inquiry. There are necessary with issue, such as the hadith that states, shall come to you and say, who created this and who created that? Until he says, who created your Lord? So if any one of you should reach this point, let him seek refuge in God and desist. As if to alert his companions that the arguments of the infinite casual readers carried with proper rational justification be extended to God, the necessary and beginlessly existent. Finally, a few hadith reports depict the companies as occasionally becoming embroiled in controversy over theological topics. In one instance, a group of them were arguing over the divine decree, Qadar, whereupon the Prophet, overhearing their altercation, became vexed and obligated them to remain silent concerning such matters that are. That's all from me. Thank you. Sorry for my mistakes, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.